Hey everyone, welcome to our small footprint. My name is Nyssa, and if you're new here, we are a family of 8 who live off-grid in Australia. Today's video is to do with my shopping haul. So as a family of 8 who live off-grid, we shop every 6 weeks. That's a way that we use to save money by only attending the shops every 6 weeks. And I actually don't leave the property unless for a medical appointment. Other than those 6 weeks, I only go shopping and that's it. Darryl does any short runs. He tends to take the kids to appointments. He does the run to the town for water and for animal feed and things like that. So every 6 weeks I come to Brisbane, and it's about 3.5, 4 hours away drive. And my mum lives here, which is why I'm in this apartment. As you can see, the couch is made up as a bed because I sleep on mum's couch when I'm here. And so every 6 weeks I come down and do my groceries. We save a lot of money by only shopping every 6 weeks. I try and share bits and pieces of how we manage to do that as we go along. But most of it is just because we use what we have. We don't go shopping other times. Darryl does go into town to buy animal feed and go to the post office and stuff, and we'll buy some 3-litre milks every now and again to feed our milk keeper, maybe a bag of potatoes here and there if I'm out of potatoes by the end of the 6 weeks, or carrots or something like that. But generally speaking, I shop every 6 weeks, and that lasts us the 6 weeks and beyond. So the budget is variable. Everyone always asks about the budget and things like that, and I do go over how much we spend on the actual grocery trip, the grocery haul. But this video is the actual trip because everyone was always really keen to see it. Now, I'm not very good at filming this. I tend to forget to film. I'm not real good at talking in public on a phone, though I try and put headphones in and make it look natural, but it's not my forte. And I just get things done and then go, ugh, I should have filmed it. So today is Thursday morning, and I arrived here on Wednesday. So the first thing I did when I arrived, though, was go to Forestdale and pick up the blue barrels that I was picking up for wicking beds and for our gravity-fed water system for the gardens. So I've got some clips here I'll put in to show you what I got. So we filled the trailer with those. It was a little bit of an ordeal. The whole trip's a bit of an ordeal, but trying to get round barrels on the trailer effectively and strapped in, and I almost lost one in the first lot of bumps. And anyway, the trailer is now at my uncle's because my mum lives in an apartment, so there's nowhere to park the trailer at the front of mum's place. It's a street that's always covered in cars, whereas my uncle has a front yard. So I park the trailer chained up in his front yard, and then I stay at mum's, and then I pick the trailer up again on Friday morning. So the trailer's there. So after I did the pickup of the barrels, I actually went to Bunnings. So I think I've got a clip here that shows me having loaded up the trailer at Bunnings because we needed a few more of those plastic sheets to finish off the hothouse. I also needed some worm castings and some cocoa core to put into my seed mix. We needed some screws. We always need screws. So we try and buy a variety of sizes and have boxes of different sizes as we go along. I needed some more brackets for shelving in the hothouse as well, for the shelving on the other side. And I need to put a slightly lower shelf to put my soil on, so I'm not having to bend to the ground to fill soil pots, because that's really hard on the back. What else did I get from there? I got a couple more of the propagation domes and some latches, because there was no latch on the hothouse, the greenhouse door at the moment, so I need some latches there. So lots of bits and pieces from Bunnings as well. So I'm pretty sure there was a clip that went through that showed the car after I loaded up. Had to get the plastic sheeting up on top of the trailer and strapped down for the trip. And I'll probably have to rearrange the trailer because those barrels are empty, so they don't weigh very much. And then when I put the plastic sheeting on top, it's now catching air, and the whole trailer bounces really badly behind the car. So I might move some of the barrels to the back of the ute and put some of the eskies on the trailer and fill them, and then that way I've got some weight in the trailer as well for the drive home. But I'll have to assess that as I go. At the moment I can't, because I need the trailers on the back of the ute because I'm going to do the groceries. So they don't end up full until Costco though. So today I will do Aldi, Coles and Woolworths and Kmart and Big W. There's a couple of things that I need. The twins, Orpheus and Lorcan, their 9th birthday is next week. So I need to do a few things for that, and Surreal and Darryl go to Comic-Con next week as well, so I just need to pick up a few things. I want to buy them a couple of drink bottles and things like that, because we don't really use drink bottles. I use a drink bottle at home, but no one else really does, so they don't have anything to put water in for the car trip and things like that. So I got to grab a couple of things. The kids also need some texters and stuff for school work. I think we need some more glue sticks. So I've got a list of bits and pieces. I think we need another set of headphones too. So anyway, I'm going to do that. So I'll do that today, which will put some stuff on the eskies, but it's not an excessive amount. Like it doesn't end up full until we go to Costco, but it does mean that I will have to put it on the eskies and the back of the ute today, and then if I have to rearrange the trailer, I'll have to empty them out to move the eskies and fill them back up. But that's what happens. That's how it works. And we needed those barrels, and they were only $25 each here in Brisbane, whereas I couldn't find them any cheaper than $40 in Toowoomba, and we don't have any plans to go to Toowoomba anytime soon because Darryl's already driving back down to Brisbane next week. So there's just sort of these juggles. So I did my inventory. I'll put a screenshot of it up on the screen. So I did my inventory, my normal inventory that I do. I do have these pages for free on a Canva link somewhere. I'll try and find that link. And I am still working on this digital planner. So if someone's interested at some point, then it will be done. But it's a time-consuming process, and I just can't seem to get tasks finished lately. So, and so I've done my inventory and checked all my amounts. Now, the other thing is that my shopping trips are normally 6 weeks apart, but leading into Christmas, if I did them 6 weeks apart, my last shopping trip would end up being like mid-November and then just after Christmas, which isn't going to work. So we don't do a whole lot for Christmas, but we do some specialty items. Like we always make gingerbread, we always make trifle, we normally buy a box of frozen uncooked prawns, and we only do that at Christmas. So I buy a 5 kilo box. It's about $100 normally, and it's a Christmas treat, and we have prawns over a month of Christmas, and that's the only time we buy them because they're just such an expensive protein. But we really love them, and they're great in summer, especially if you just boil them up and eat them cold with homemade seafood sauce. Like it's just, so there's a few things that I have to get for Christmas related things, and I can't get them mid-November. And then shopping directly after Christmas is not real great either. And of course I do some Christmas shopping. I do a lot of it online. We don't do extravagant gifts, and I actually think this year we normally buy some group larger gifts because we don't have a lot of space and the kids don't really need that much. So there has been some renewed interest in learning musical instruments. We already own a couple of guitars. I own a flute. We've got a violin and things like that. But we don't have like a musical keyboard, which would be really good. And there's lots of apps and stuff now to help, and videos and lessons to help them self-learn some of that as well. I can play the keyboard, but having the self-taught stuff, when you have 6 kids, having a guided lesson that they can do, and then you can come in and afterwards and assist or talk to them about it or play with them or whatever is really great. So having that assisted system would be nice. And Sonnet's wanted a guitar for a while now, but we just haven't done it because it hasn't been within scope of what we're doing. So we might do musical instruments this Christmas. That might be what we do. And then just basic normal stuff. They always get, some socks and underwear and some lollies, because I don't buy a whole lot of lollies. They always get lollies in town. When Darryl takes them to town, they get a couple of bucks to spend at the IGA or whatever. But I normally do a stocking full of lollies and things like that. We'll probably also do Vlogmas again this year, because not only because it's great for the YouTube algorithm and all that sort of thing, but they're nice and simple videos because it's just daily life on each day. That's how I try and do it. And at Christmas time, I try and do Christmas crafts most days, and I try and do all that sort of stuff. We go a little lighter on the schoolwork. They have less hours required of completing tasks, or less, not necessarily hours. The younger boys have shorter periods of time anyway, but the older kids have project work that they have to get done every day. But we normally back off it a little bit because it's busy garden season. It's really hot in December as well. And we normally do that Vlogmas type thing. So we will do the Christmas crafts. And so sometimes I need supplies for that sort of thing. And I normally plan out a bunch of Christmas cooking. I'll repeat it later on because this video is not going the path it was supposed to go. It was just supposed to be the intro for the shopping, but I've rambled. But I might reach out for anyone for favourite Christmas recipes, baking and stuff like that, because we always try and make lots of different things for the kids over the Christmas time too, and I'll have to plan that in. Now, what I was getting at with all that before I squirreled off on a massive tangent was that my shopping periods will probably have to change. So this next one might only be 4 weeks apart. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to do 2 4s and 1 6 for the next 3 for the end of the year. So I can either do 4 6 4 or 6 4 4 for or whatever. I'll have to figure that out, but that's going to have to be how it's going to sync. So I did my inventory up, but I may not fill the whole inventory because it's probably going to be a 4-week period, this particular one. We're a little short on cash because the kids because Surreal and Darryl have Comic-Con next weekend, and I actually had a lovely viewer, I don't think I've mentioned it on video, who sent some cash through the Buy Me a Coffee app for Surreal for Comic-Con, and she bought herself tokens to meet and get signatures with I can't remember the actress's name, the lady from Shadowhunters, and who also plays Stephen Amell's daughter in Arrow. I can't remember her name, Kathleen something. But Surreal's very excited to see her. So we used the cash, Annika, the lady's name I'm pretty sure was. So we used that to buy her tokens for meeting, getting signatures and photos with the actress. So she was pretty excited about that. So there's some extra expenditure and all the garden stuff. The garden is costing me a fortune. But we knew that it was going to, and I am grateful for every person who watches any of these videos, because you guys are what are funding my garden, and I am just so grateful for that. We would never be able to do the extensive amount of updates that we're doing without the income from YouTube. So anyway, so it is Thursday morning. I am running late. It's already 10 a.m. I have just enjoyed the peace and quiet. I've actually been sitting on the couch here, reading a book, or a book and a half. I read far too quickly. I'm lucky. I have a Kindle Unlimited subscription, so I only pay a flat fee each month for my books, which is good because I can easily read a novel a day. Unfortunately, and fortunately, I don't know how that works, but I've started and finished a book and started the next one, and it's 10 a.m. So anyway, I'm about to get moving because I have had coffee but haven't had anything to eat. So I need to go have something to eat and do all the shopping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and take you along with me in bits and pieces of it. I've charged my phone. I have headphones, and I'm going to try and show you some of the stuff that I get done. And if not, like the previous videos, basically in the car park, I'll go through what I get, because most of the stuff that I buy in this day of shopping, other than the strict food stuff, I don't necessarily show in the grocery haul because it's not stuff that I need to show in that way. Like it's the grocery haul video, I show very much the food and not much else, because it's the way that the car gets unpacked as well. This stuff gets shoved all in amongst the back seat and that, and we just take the bags and it normally gets dumped on my bed and I sort it out later, or anything that needs to be hidden gets hidden. So anyway, that is what this video is going to be about, and hopefully it works, because every month I sit there and I go, I'm going to try and record the shopping trip, but it doesn't always work, so we shall see how it goes. And I better get moving, so I'll take you along, and thanks for joining me again. All right, hot and sweaty. It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So we've done Kmart and JB Hi-Fi and Coles. I don't think I need to go to Woolworths, so I'm not going to go in there because that's just another stop. I also spent money I probably shouldn't have on the way out of the shopping centre. I stopped off at a kitchen store on the way out. I happened to see on display they had some mixing bowls with really nice looking spouts on them. Let me turn you around and show you. These gorgeous Maxwell Williams mixing bowls, and look at the spouts on them. They actually look like they'll pour. Like, so many bowls with spouts just do not pour, and we've been really struggling with pouring things into bigger containers and then into like bottles and stuff, and these were 60% off, so they were only $5.98, $7.98 and $11.98 for the 3 different sizes, the 3 litres, 1.5 litres and 1 litre. So I think they will come in really handy, but I probably shouldn't have spent money. And then of course, because I was there, look at this gorgeous enamel, like milk tin or whatever you want to call it, like 2 litres, and it was half price as well, so it was $15, and I think that this will be really nice to use in the kitchen. I also am kind of looking at stuff as needing it for propping for some of my videos. If I want to make the videos look a bit nicer, then I need a bit more than just that grey speckled dishes that's all I ever use. So, you know, we got a few bits and pieces there. I also got all the Coles groceries, which I won't go into because you'll see them on the actual grocery haul. So I'm going to load all these Coles groceries into the car, and then I'll show you the stuff that I got from Kmart underneath. Alright, so the other stuff I got was some more headphones for the kids, for their computers when they're playing Minecraft together in the same servers and all that sort of thing. Also got Surreal a LED mirror to use with the makeup that Karen sent her as a birthday gift. There's a couple of shirts in here in some different colours because everyone always tells me that I shouldn't always wear black. So there's a couple of, they've got some nice linen blend ones out for the change of weather. So I grabbed a couple of those, they're only $10 each or $12 each. Some textures for the kids and some more counting discs for their maths homework. They're just little counting discs. The boys really like to use these for their maths homework, so we get some of those for them. Some drink bottles, as I said, there's a couple of drink bottles there for Surreal and Darryl for their trip to Comic-Con. A couple of, I bought these faux Pyrex jugs before I found those bowls with the pouring lids on them, but the pourers don't look real great. Let's see how they go. A canister that was on clearance, which I will use for coffee because we're using a glass, and a couple of plates and stuff in there. The kids needed some more plates and bowls, and these ones are only $1.75 each. They're really cheap. And a couple of other ones in there as well in some colours, so that's what I grabbed. Oh, and a new cold brew jug that will be really nice, and this was on clearance as well, which will come good, be good for summer too. Alright, so it is 3:30 and I've just done Aldi, but they only had 9 rice milks on the shelf and they didn't have any tin corn or anything, so I'm going to have to go to a different Aldi. I also need my CO2 bottle refilled for our soda stream, so which is at Cannon Hill as well. So there's an Aldi at Cannon Hill and there's that, so I guess I'm going to head there now. It's 3:30, so I've still got time to get these things done, and then that should be it for the day, I think. And then I'll go back to Mum's and it'll be just relax until tomorrow morning. I did get caught by the middle aisles at Aldi, and anyone who's shopped at Aldi knows you should stay away from them, but I always check them because there is some clearance stuff, so I always like to check them out. But I did get stuck, so alright, so it's 4:25 now. So I've just done the gas bottle. So it's a CO2 6 kilo gas bottle that we fill for the soda stream. It costs $12 a kilo for CO2 to get it refilled, whereas the little, like the Swap and Go soda stream things are like $18, $19 for 450 grams, so definitely worthwhile. So we've got the big canister in the car. It took me a while to find them, and I had to park down the street and carry it there and back. It was super fun. But yeah, so it's 4:25, so now I'm at the Cannon Hill Aldi, and I'm going to head into the Aldi and grab some more rice milk and some tin corn if they've got it. I think that's all else I needed, so I'm going to do that, and then I will be back in the car and heading back to Mum's place for the night. Darn it, so that was really quick because they have no rice milk at all. I got a 12 pack of the corn kernels, but I couldn't get any rice milk, so there's a Woolies a couple of car parks over. I'm going to walk down and see if I can get some from there. It just becomes an issue because one of the twins is autistic and he doesn't really like the change in packaging. It can cause some issues, so I try and normally stick to the same thing, but it is what it is, and if he has to deal with it in a different container, then that's what he's going to have to do, and everyone else will deal as well. So I'll head to Woolworths and see if they've got some in. They don't always have it either, but if they have the macro brand, then it's much a similar price to the Aldi stuff, so that works out okay. So give that a go and we'll see. 2 whole rice milks on the whole shelf. Like there's the other one, but you're looking at $2.60 a litre versus $1.65 a litre. It's just so I ended up getting the more expensive one, $1 extra a litre. I don't really have a whole lot of choice. But then I came to get some sugar because it saves me, if I get it here, it saves me filling up the trolley in Costco with sugar that's the same price, except there's a single raw sugar on the whole shelf in the cheap section. Like there's plenty of the expensive stuff, but only one on the cheap stuff, so I won't be getting sugar either. Just, I don't understand. So it is now 5:05 and it's time to finish up. So I got the rice milk, obviously didn't get any sugar because they didn't have any, and they did check out the back to see if they had any more of the macro for me, which is $1 cheaper, but they didn't have any more, so we had to pay the $1 extra per litre for those extra 14 rice milks, but that's just the way it is. So it cost me $40 for 16 rice milks, which is a lot. I have been making them almond milk from scratch, like with almonds and dates and stuff, but they don't like it with their normal cereal because they're creatures of habit. They like rice milk with the cereal because that's what they've had for a long time. They don't mind the almond milk with the homemade granola, but they won't do it with like the rice bubbles and cornflakes and stuff. So we just, yeah, anyway. But I'm done. 5 p.m. and I'm going to head back to mum's and we'll have dinner, and then I will have, you know, some rest time until I start again tomorrow. So I will catch up with you in the morning. Alrighty, car's running, probably hear that over the top. So it is 9 a.m. We're getting a little bit of a late start. Heading to my aunt and uncle's place to get the trailer first, and then we will head to the fruit and veg shop and the butcher. So Friday, 9 a.m. Let's get going again. 10:20 and we've made it to the fruit and veg and the butcher. Now I have to park down like 2 streets away, get in mum's car and go to the fruit and veg because there's no car parks for the trailer there. So that's what we're doing, parked on the side of the road. Now I'm going to get in mum's car and head to the fruit and veg. Alrighty, 11:30 and we've just hit Costco. So we left the fruit and veg. I'll show you the back of mum's car with the fruit and veg. Didn't get anything at the butcher. There just wasn't anything worthwhile, nothing cheap enough to make it worth my while, and I am trying to save some money this shopping trip. So I didn't get anything from the butcher. They didn't even have the economy bacon, which was a bit sad because normally I buy the cheap bacon there, and I didn't buy bacon anywhere else. So I'll probably have to buy pork belly just so I have some bacon. But other than that, Costco, I'll show you the fruit and veg, and then we're going to go in. Alrighty, so mum's car's packed in as usual. So we've got all the fruit and veg all in here. So we tend to leave it in here until we come back out of Costco, and then it goes back in the ute because at least it's in the shade when it's in here. I was going to buy some of those reflective things for that you put on your windscreen when you park your car and have the reflective side up so that over the top of it, but I forgot. So, but this is all the fruit and veg packed in there for the moment, and then we'll move them when we have to. (2:20), Costco's finished, car is packed and loaded. We have the whole back seat full of whatever needs to go. The phone's a little hot, so it's not focusing real well. I have snacks for the trip home, even including prawns, because mum and I bought some prawns to eat, and there's some spare. I don't have a drink though, so I'm going to have to stop at the servo for a drink and some fuel. The back of the car is loaded as well, so we have fruit and all the soils and stuff. All the eskies are full, as well as the toolbox and all the back of it. And then we also have the barrels, all the mulch and the hothouse sheeting all as well. So let's hope we all get home without anything coming flying. There's like quite a few straps, so we'll see. So now headed home for the 3-hour drive. Alrighty, so it is 4:15 and I just made the last stop, so about an hour from home, so it'll be about 5:20 by the time I get home. I just stopped at the servo. I don't actually need anything because I stopped to get fuel and check the load, and I got myself some water and stuff when I did that. So I don't actually need anything at this service station, but it's a nice easy one to stop at, and I just wanted to double check the straps again on the sugarcane and that because they loosened off, which is why I stopped only 15 minutes from Costco so that I could check those straps and retighten it. I've retightened it now, everything, and it hasn't shifted since I did that retighten. So everything's good, all the straps are good, everything is staying in place, and now I just have the last hour to go. So yeah, 4:15 and I'm finally pretty much done. I won't be stopping anywhere else, just home. If it's bright enough, I'll put the camera out on a tripod so that you can see the kids unpacking everything like normal, but it just really depends on whether it's bright enough. The sun shouldn't be going down like the sun's is setting later, but there's really heavy cloud cover at the moment, which is nice for driving. It means that it's not so glary, but means that it might be dark by the time I get home, I don't know. So if it is, I will show you, and if not, I won't. And that's probably it for me for this video. So this was the 6-weekly grocery supply run for September. The next one will probably only be 4 weeks away because we're gonna have to time it for Christmas, so we'll discuss that further afterwards. But I'll probably finish this video off here. I'll get some footage of them unpacking if I can, and then on the actual grocery haul video I'll do the end of them unpacking or something. So like this one finishes with them unpacking, and then the next one starts with them unpacking as well, and then show you all the groceries. And then we have the hamper tomorrow as well. So we will just see how it all goes, and thank anyone and everyone who's watching. And I'm all red, and I think I'm sunburnt, and the sun's glaring at it, and anyway. Thanks guys, I'll see you next time.